Onyx. Onyx Backup came out in 1993. Onyx to me was introduced as the most commercial, grimy group there was, meaning they came out representing the grimy parts of New York and still found commercial success respectfully. It was backed by Jam Master Jay label, rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. They won Rap Album of the Year at the Soul Train Music Awards with singles like Throw Your Guns in the Air and Slam. My favorite, Low Down Dirty and Shifty. Shout out to everybody that used to rock that, man. That was the shit back then, man. I want to record more music, but the group started to phase out and they went solo. Sticky Fingers will always be remembered for getting beat up on MTV. Got knocked out by that white boy. Um, he had a little acting career as well. He did well in acting. Fredro starred as well. Um, and that was pretty much it for the group. They came back, did a reunion album, didn't do too well. But they found more success after rap, but that don't diminish what they did in rap. Still, to me, in the 90s, they were formidable. You know what I mean? Even though they may have limited albums, them albums was legendary for the time space that they came out in. So Onyx is definitely in there for me. Wu debuted at 36 Chambers. So we're gonna talk about is Wu Tang. They debuted the 36 Chambers. The group would only release one more album in the 90s. That was Wu Forever, which was a Grammy winning album. Even though the group only released two albums, they were solo projects from the RZA and the Grave Diggers in 94, Method Man to Cal 94, ODB returned to the 36 Chambers 95, Raekwon only built for Cuban Links, Classic, which featured Ghostface to me, which Ghost was all over that, so it's hard for me to consider this a solo when Ghost is on like 85% of the album, but it's still a classic. Jizza Liquid Swords, 95. 95 Ghost came through with Iron Man. Many say this is a classic, it's debatable. Then the group came back with Wu-Tang Forever in 97. Then the RZA came back with the Grave Diggers in 97. 98, the newest member of the Wu-Tang, Capadonna. He joined in 97. He dropped his solo album, The Pillage. Meth came back out in 2000. RZA dropped a solo project in 2000 called Bobby Digital. Jizza dropped Liquid Swords. ODB came back out and dropped Ninja Please. Met the Red joined forces and dropped the Blackout. Inspector Deck would drop his long awaited debut album. You God dropped his. And then Raekwon ended it out with 99 with Embolari. Embolari. I can't say that word, forgive me, y'all. But that shows you the Wu had their foot all through the 90s. Like, they was a force, man. From solo projects to group projects, the Wu was the Wu. They came through, they had it locked. Meth had the females, Raekwon had the streets, Ghost had the streets, RZA had the beats, ODB was just ODB, Well, you know, you had the Jizza, some say just the pure lyricist. Like, they came through and they left their mark in a heavyweight in the rap game. MOBB, Mob Deep, Well, the Prodigy, Mob Deep consisted of Prodigy and Havoc. Know what I mean? Mob Deep was a staple, man. Like, in the 90s, you was in New York, you was coming through hearing some mob. Survival of the illest, whatever. Like you was gonna hear some mob, man. That's just what it was. They came out in '93 with the Juvenile Hell album. Then 95, he hit us with the Infamous. Then Hell on Earth in 96. Murder Music came out. After P in one of his most infamous lines. You not a crook, son. You a shook one. Mobb Deep, man. You know what I mean? One of the first groups to answer back to Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, and Death Row Bulls. They came with the LA. You know what I mean? And they was running crazy on the radio stations. Them, Conan Noriega, a few others, but mainly them. You know what I mean? They was definitely forefront on that. Prodigy had lyrical disputes with Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, just to say a few. Lyrically, Prodigy never backed down. Havoc was always top tier, beat making, always cooking up them bangers. I think he's real underrated as a producer. Prodigy lines against Tupac and Jay-Z will always be remembered. Havoc, he represented Queens, that 40 side, even though Prodigy ran with him. Prodigy was from Long Island. You know what I mean? But you would never know that the way that he moved. You always thought he was from 40s with motherfucking, with